a beautiful new town in Cities Skylines 2. Guys, Cities 2, it's here, finally. And we've made, I am loving this town. I just think that this is super, super gorgeous. We have a beautiful, absolutely gorgeous elementary school here. Gorgeous high school with a huge football field and track and field team for a town of 3,000. It's a little overkill, don't get me wrong, but it looks really, really nice. And here we have our main street. And at the end of the main street, we have our cemetery right at the end here. I am really, really liking the way that this is turning out. I think this little town is beautiful. We have a house on fire. Oh my God. Oh God. Okay. Well, okay. But guys, let's get into the meat and potatoes. City Skylines 2 is here. It is I'm having a good time. I know that there's a little bit of, animosity towards the game, but that's okay. It definitely runs like a potato, or my computer runs like a potato, which is sad because a couple years ago it used to be top of the line, and apparently this game is like computing how to get to Mars or something. I don't know. But anyway, I'm enjoying the game, and we're gonna start a brand new series, and I'm really excited about it. So let's just dive into it, shall we? So we're gonna do a new game, and there are a few different maps that we could choose from here. Some of the ones that I like Great Highlands because it reminds me of Scotland for some reason. I think it's Scotland. Great Highlands. That sounds Scottish to me. I like River Delta. I think this is kind of a cool looking map. I like San Francisco. This is a really cool map. Tampere. I like this one. Windy Fjords. That sounds cool, I guess. But so I'm looking through all these maps, and what I think we're gonna end up doing is we're gonna go with Tampere, whatever that's called, for a few different reasons. One, it is this is not a reason why we're choosing this, but it's kind of cool. It's the home of Colossal Order, which is cool, I guess. I mean, it is cool, but it's not a reason to pick a map. Then the climate is kind of cool. So -13 to -24 Celsius. If you're American, that is like where snow starts. Snow starts at like 0, right? So we have a snowy map, which I think is kind of cool. I've never used in Cities 1. I never built on snowy maps. I just thought they were ugly. So, but this game, it's a little bit different. So I feel like that could be fun. Northern Hemisphere, that's fine. It has a very large buildable area. It has all the outside connections. It has a bunch of natural resources. And if we look at this little picture here, this is the starting block. It has a railway right across that goes right over our main highway and then comes around over here. And I like that. I never really focused on rail before in Cities 1, and my cities were gridlocked all the time. So I want to really utilize I want to really utilize all of the public transport that the game has to offer, and rail is one of those. Rail is something that I think is really cool. I'm from Canada, so we have one train that goes from Toronto to Vancouver. Super cool train. It's like 4 days to get there. And you see some of the most beautiful parts of the country, but I've never been on it. It's not like Europe where there's trains everywhere. There's, Germany, Greece. I don't even know. I just assume there's trains there. That's what I've heard. So I want to utilize trains. So we're gonna do Tampere. It's fine. We're not gonna have this as the name. So we need to think of a name. What I think is really cool. We're also gonna change this to North American just for fun. We're not going to unlock all, not unlimited money, no tutorials. I'll just break the game. It'll be fine. But we need to think of a city name. And because these maps are so big, we're going to have like multiple little towns, little cities in Tampere. And I'm really excited about that. Tampere. I'm definitely pronouncing that wrong. So I was looking up how do we name cities, right? And cities are usually named on an animal that's lived there, like a discerning feature of it, right? So like say there's a bunch of oak trees, they might call it Oakville, or Toronto or Canada, I believe, is named after Kanata, which is like an indigenous word. So like things are based off of the land or like features history, right? So I'm looking at this area right here, and I see these two ginormous bodies of water here. So I'm thinking like they're not obviously twins, but I thought that we could name it Twin Lake. I think that's kind of cool. We can call it Twin Lakes. Honestly, I came up with a lot of ideas. This was by far the best. A lot of the other ones were really bad. So you can also like generate random names here, which is kind of cool. We did this on stream. We got a cool name, Piketon. That's actually kind of cool. Pike Town. That's an interesting name for a town though, actually. And maybe we call our first town Piketown. Yeah, we did this on stream, and we got a town called Brecken, which I thought was really cool. And then when I said it out loud, I was like, that's a dumb name. And we are here. Really quickly, I'm gonna let you know, we are playing on low settings. We're playing on low settings because this game is intense. I'm not even kidding you. I was playing on high. I have a, just for reference, for anybody who knows computers, I have a 3080, which like is a really good card. And like a couple of years ago, I'm gonna pause the game. A couple of years ago when the card came out, it was like top of the line, like literally like 2 years ago, 2 or 3 years ago. And now I can't run Cities Skylines. Insane, absolutely insane. Anyway, let's take a look at this map. Here are 2 lakes, which is really cool. And I'm actually thinking we can call this little town that we're going to create Pike Town. I think that's kind of cool. But let's look at the map and see what we got going on. So we have a relatively flat starting square here, and then we can kind of go up here. We have this highway that goes underground, which is a really interesting design choice for sure. We have this rail that comes right above our first square, and then it actually comes in. So I'm thinking we can put like a little train station over here. And then we have this dense forest industry. And if you zoom in and you look, this is actually some pretty crazy slopes over here. So I can't actually go into our contour view from right here, which is odd. I'm just clicking buttons now. Water pollution. Yeah, we can't actually do that. So what we have to do is we have to come into roads and then open up our contour views. And you can't really tell because the way the trees are, but if you look closely, you can see each of these lines is a meter. So it's like, it's pretty hilly, right? In Cities 1, this would probably not be green. It would probably be that ugly, like this color, right? You know, it's like rocky almost. So this is not super suitable for building. We could put like a park here. I don't know how, I don't think parks work the same way that they do in Cities 1 yet. We'll probably wait for a DLC for that, which is great. But this area isn't really good for building. Now, which means that this town will probably live right here kind of forever. Maybe we come down a little bit. Maybe we have some homes over here on this flat-ish area. But really, I think our town is just going to be limited to this square. Not that I want it to be a giant cul-de-sac. I would love to have a road kind of follow, like a local road, right? Because we already have this highway. Follow this train track down here and then come up to this flat area. And then we can have like another little town over here that kind of meets up with the end. And, you know, it has rail and all that kind of fun stuff. But so I think that this town is really going to be right here. So when you think about like what we're going to do with road in this episode, I want to make this as like, I want to make this as realistic as possible. I obviously am I'm gonna do my best to do that. So if I do something and you're like, oh, that definitely would not happen, or, you know, I think I would do this, blah, 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 let me know in the comments. I would love to know. And, you know, if I like the idea, I'll change it around. 100%. But so we really have to think about like, why are roads built? So I did a little bit of research. Roads are built to go somewhere. I know. What a crazy thought. So usually when towns are built, you would have like this highway here, and then they would be like, oh, there's a large forestry industry over here. So then they would build a road into the forestry industry. They would do their forest stuff, and then that road would end up becoming like the main street of town. And then once all of these trees are gone, then like that town would just kind of flourish, hopefully, right? Assuming that there's enough economic growth in that town to push it forward. So when we think about like this road, right? This is our main road. What do we want this to do? Let's turn on our contours and see what we're dealing with as well. Pretty flat, honestly. A little bit of elevation, but it looks pretty cool. I have an idea for this road, is basically what I'm trying to get at right now, and I'm saying it the long way. We are going to send this out straight. And so here's the thing with this new tool as well. There are so many different snapping toggles, and you don't need all of them. For right now, we're gonna go zoning cell length. We're gonna go snap to existing geography, or else we can't actually get on this road. Like we could start here, and then all of a sudden we're in a weird spot. So we snap to existing geography, zoning cell length, and 90-degree angle. And then this just means that we'll be able to very easily do a 180 straight down. So like I said, I have an idea for this road. We're gonna send this roughly here. Oh. And we might end up changing this around. See, we've already kind of messed up. It's very, very, very easy to mess up your grid in this game. Just a heads up. There we go. We're gonna bring this down to about here. I don't think it might not go this far, but this is where we're gonna bring it for now. And I wanna put something at the end of this road, right? So when you're coming down this road, this is kind of like a focal point. I want there to be something to look at when you come into this town. I think that's gonna be kind of cool. So how we're gonna start this off, super simple. We are just going to do a very easy, nice grid. So this grid is going to be, we also have to turn off all of these. So we go to snap to existing geometry. We actually don't need this because we're already on it, but we're gonna do it anyway. Snap to zoning cell length, 90-degree angle, and then we're actually gonna have on guideline, but we're going to watch, yeah, like we don't actually need guidelines on because it's snapping way up here for some reason. So we'll turn this off, we'll come out, 112 meters will make perfect square zoning grids, just like this, that look pretty decent if you ask me. and we have this thing in the way, which is cool, but also annoying. So this old mill ruins is kind of in the way. We have a few like things on this map. So we have this old mill ruins. We have a castle ruins, which is really cool. We have one over here as well. What's really nice is that you can actually just move these, which is really cool. So we're actually just gonna move this right up here and put it on the water. Maybe we'll demolish, or not demolish, but move it later. But these are kind of cool. They're just like the rocks in Cities 1. They don't respawn. So if you get rid of this, it's gone forever, just so you know. And then we're going to finish up this little thing. So this is going to be the foundation of the grid that we got going on here. So I'm just going to extend this out and make it just extend it out a little bit. And you have to be really careful, like I said, because it's very easy to ruin your grid if you don't have your snap twos perfect. Rust. I've done this. I will probably do it a lot. I'll mess it up. So you might be wondering why, a few things, where we're coming out to. We need water, obviously. We need water, we need power. So those are gonna be the things that we're working on right now. So if we come into our power, we have a few different options. One, we could just build a transformer station and then we could take power right from the outside world. This is not an awful idea. It's actually a pretty good idea. We're played for some reason. It's honestly a decent idea, but because we're gonna be losing so much money, I would actually much rather build our own little power plant. There is a gas power plant here. It is insane. It produces a lot of electricity. Its upkeep is also 600,000 a month. I did this one on stream and we were just constantly down. So we're actually gonna use a coal power plant. Where we're gonna place this, you have to look at the air, right? What direction is the air going? The air is going to, I'm gonna call this the east. So we want to place this as eastmost as possible. So honestly, I'm gonna fit it right back in this little corner, right beside our little castle ruins. Pretty funny spot, you know, this old castle. I don't think that, you know, the people that were living here in the, I don't even know what, the 16th century. I don't think they thought that coal power plant would move in right beside them. But then what we need to do is we need to link these up. So we're gonna bring over our power right here, link it up right here, and then we need to put a road right here. So again, these snapping tools are really cool. So there's one snapping called snap to the sides of a building. So you, like I just did, you can place a building without any roads on it. But how do you get a road to go on it, right? Because if I have this, I could just build this road right here and it actually does connect, which is kind of frustrating for this this specific point, but I digress. You can actually go snap to the sides of building, and now this is perfectly flush with the building, which is really cool. So we're just gonna take this and we're gonna send it out straight, honestly, to about here, and then we're gonna curve it into our main road. Now we have power because the power lines are under the road. Now all we need is water. So we have a few different options for water as well. We have the water pumping station. We have the groundwater pumping station. We could put groundwater in here. If we look, this costs 20,000 a month upkeep. This costs 10,000 a month upkeep. Brings in 100 cubic meters a month. This brings in 75,000 cubic meters a month. This costs 40,000. This costs 25,000. I really, unless you don't have water near you, like if your tile is right here, say, there is really no point to get the groundwater pumping station just from a monetary standpoint. Unless you want it to look nicer, but in the beginning, I really don't think that you need it. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have a road come out just a little bit. We're gonna snap to the size of zone, and we're gonna bring it. It doesn't want to build, maybe because it's too short. Oh, because I'm in continuous. That actually makes sense as to why it wasn't. So we're gonna bring this road right here. We're gonna throw down our water pumping station. We're gonna turn off snapping. And we're gonna place it just right there. So now we have this road that comes right up to this water pumping station, and now we have, you know, a little bit of water. The next thing that we need is a drain. So I would love a wastewater treatment plant. That would be really cool, but we don't have $480,000, nor do we have it unlocked. So a sewage outlet is what we are gonna be dealing with. What I think I'm gonna do, actually, because I know that we do want this in the future, I don't love just putting pipes underground everywhere. I know that you can do it, but I kind of want it to be a little bit more uniform. So what I think we're going to do is send this out. We're gonna continue our zone a little bit, or sorry, our grid a little bit, just like here. And then we're gonna place our sewage pipe right over here. We're just gonna put it right there, which would be really funny if your house was right here. It would be honestly an awful place to live. This might be really bad for us. We'll have to watch it and see. I don't want the sewage outlet in the long term. It's super, super, super cheap. It's only 20,000 upkeep. This is 105,000 upkeep. Oof. But it also pumps water, I believe, right? Yeah, the treated water is then pumped back into the water network. The removed pollutants become garbage to be collected. Can be upgraded with an advanced filtering system and an additional processing unit. Yeah, so this guy can grow. Actually, this can as well. Extra settling tank, chemical purification. Reduces the amount of pollutants in the water before it's expelled into the environment. We might actually upgrade it with this and this as well. This will help with the sewage. It's just if we have houses over here, right? Also, this is a little bit more uniform, which is kind of nice. So now we have water and electricity. Took us a while, but that's okay because this is a new game. We're enjoying it, okay? We are enjoying it. So now let's put some housing down, shall we? We're going to put it right here and press play. Now I'm going to speed through the very beginning because if you go on one, these take literally forever to grow. It's absolutely crazy. So we're going to speed through it just in the very beginning while we wait for everything to grow out a bit. And then we're going to come over here and we are going to add a little bit of commercial and fill up our housing. While this is growing out, we are then going to create a little bit of an area over here for our industrial. So I'm thinking this is 112. This comes all the way over. 112 times 5, 56, right? Yeah, 56. So right here, that's times 5. That actually works out well. So we're gonna come over, instead of 112, we're gonna come over 224. So that's gonna be 2 cell lengths. And we're gonna do the same thing, 224. And then we can put a little bit of industry right over here, right across the street from our power plant. And I would like this to meet up over here. We don't need to do it right now. We will do it in the future, just so that neither of these, you know, this is a ginormous cul-de-sac on a ginormous cul-de-sac. So we can slow it down now. These houses are built. By the way, these houses look really, really cool. It does not look like, it honestly looks like they're a little bit too nice. These look like houses from the future, if I'm being completely honest with you. It looks cool. So we are going to continue our zoning over on this side right here. And while we're doing this, while this is growing out, we're going to build a few more roads. And we made it to Tiny Village. How fun. So we got a bunch of money. We have a progression point, and then we have 3 spaces that we can unlock, which is cool. So if we go into our progression panel, this is important, especially when the game first comes out, because it's gonna give you things, and now you need those things in your city. Sometimes that kind of sucks, but for the most part, it's good. Got a bunch of new roads. That's cool. We got a medical clinic and a cemetery and a landfill. So now we need to put these things in. We also have medium density housing as well, which honestly is kind of annoying just because our city is 21 people and we already need medium density. That just doesn't compute with me personally. It is what it is, I suppose. So we're just gonna bring these out, finish these off, and then take these out. So where we're gonna put our row housing, I think we'll probably keep it on the other side of our commercial, right? That would make sense, right? More people bring higher commercial demand, I guess. And by the way, now you can see how long these actually take when you're just chugging along at 1 times speed. Okay, so we have a medical clinic that we need to place down. Let's place that down now. I think we should turn on snapping. Notice it's not snapping to the road right now. It's because all of our snapping is off. We only have 2 things that need to be snapped on, or 1 thing, so which is just kind of funny, but you know, whatever. We're gonna place this off of our main street right on Thornton, and I like this spot. I like this spot. That's all. That's it. Then we need to place our landfill. So I'm thinking we're obviously not gonna have it down here. We should probably place it up over here. Where do we put that? Because we can't put it here. We could, but the landfill site would be way too small unless we take out this castle, which doesn't really sound super fun. I think we should actually put it somewhere over here, which means we need to continue out these roads a little bit. So let's send this road out to about here. Honestly, we actually could just send it straight as well. And I think, yeah, we'll do that. We're gonna send it out here, and then we'll come around and kind of curve around this little lake, or the shoreline, sorry. And then we'll send this out straight, and we'll put it right about here. We'll put it right at the edge. And I don't know how big we're gonna have this, but for now, we can come over like right here. And now this seems really big, and maybe it is, but that's okay. That is okay. The next thing that we need to do is put a cemetery down. Now this is kind of what I was thinking about when I was designing this area here. I would love to put the cemetery right at the end of this street. So that's kind of like the focal point. That's like what you see. So in order to do that, we need to do a few things first. One, we need to be in our straight, perfect. And we need to come down and we need to continue our zoning on this side, on just this main street. Or sorry, not our zoning, but our grid. And you may be wondering why we're not using the grid tool. That is because you can't really get exactly what you want, right? Like if I were to draw this grid out to here roughly, it's not actually what I want it to be. And you can't, like, there's no buttons to like change or anything. So it's a cool tool and it's definitely going to be useful. It's just not, I think it's kind of niche right now until they kind of upgrade it and make it a lot better. So the reason why we're doing this is because I want to have a perfect downtown gridded out area. So I think we're going to stop our grid right about here because this is when it starts to, the mountain or the hill, I guess, starts to kind of move upwards. So we're going to take out this road right here. Then we are going to build a little bit of an area. We are going to grab our alleyway road and then send it up. Let's do 16 meters and we'll bring it across on either side. And we'll kind of link up as well over here. I think we'll use our regular roads for that though. We don't know, just for now, we don't know what we're gonna do over here, like, you know, just quite yet. Now let's place down our cemetery. And I'm gonna turn off snapping because I can't get this perfect. We can get close, but if we go to the left side, we're taking out this old ruin thing. So we need to, I'm gonna place it here. So now it's in place, but if you'll notice, we're not sent, which is bothering me. We're also gonna move this. And it's actually kind of funny. This is the old cemetery ruins. Now, obviously, this is the second time I've recorded this, so I did know that this was here this time, but this was always my plan to put the cemetery right here. And it's just kind of funny that this old cemetery ruins is like right beside. So we're gonna put the old cemetery ruins on the left side, or we were looking this way, so the west side. I wish there was like a north, south, east, west thing over here. Anyway, then we're gonna move this and we're gonna move it over. So I'm gonna turn off snapping, flip this bad boy around, zoom out just a bit, and we're gonna place this perfectly. Ooh. Or as perfect as we can. So if we look, we can still see our zone. So we could try to place this so that our front door or whatever, like where the cars come in, is right in between here. We're gonna place it there. Zoom in. That's pretty close, man. I like that. That is really, really cool. So now if we come up here, we can see at the very end of this street is our cemetery. And that's just a really cool focal point for the city, I think. Cool, cool, cool. So now we have all of the new things that were added in Tiny Village. We can continue building out our city. So we need to put in some medium density over here. So let's fill in these two areas with commercial. And then we're gonna put medium density on either side of this area right here. So how we're gonna do this is if you just zone this whole thing, you're gonna have buildings come from like Pleasant Street, basically, and Thornton Street. We don't want that. We want these to be uniform. They're gonna look the best if they all face one direction on Pearl Street. So we're gonna place a line on either side, wait for these to start growing out. We're actually gonna do it the same thing over on this side, wait for these to start growing out. And then we're gonna do the rest of our zoning. And this is just ensure that it looks a lot more uniform. You know, we don't need all of these buildings just quite yet. They will slowly come in. The next thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna upgrade this road, this middle one, to have a median in the middle because I do want to have trees on this road. So we're gonna start here and we're gonna come all the way over and just replace this road with our new one. Because I would like to add trees and a grass median. I think it would just look really nice. So while we're waiting for this to grow out, I'm gonna speed it up a bit because this is taking forever. We are going to build this little bridge right here. So I'm gonna go down to 2. We're gonna do 1. This guy needs to move, which is kind of unfortunate. So let's relocate this like right here for now. We'll put it in a better spot in just a second. And then we're gonna take this and we're going to come up a bit right about, this is still in the way. Let's hope that that's out of the way now. It's not connected by pipe. Ugh. This is about the middle, and then we'll come down to the ground on this side. Cool, cool. And then we will connect up with this road right here. So this, we need it to be straight. And this is gonna kind of give us some troubles which is frustrating. So we'll put this right here and then we'll delete either side. And that's just kind of how you can fix those problems. Now, pause the game quick. We'll come into our pipes. Can we delete? Yeah, we can't, which is frustrating, but it is what it is, I suppose. Now we're gonna relocate this so that it's in a little bit of a better spot. We'll go to underground mode and delete this pipe. So now we should be good, I believe. Yeah, we are. We are starting to see our demand kind of pop up. And there are a few buildings here that we don't want. We don't want this one. We don't want that one. We want all of these to be uniform because it's just gonna look better, to be honest with you. It just will. That's just, that's the way that it is. We are gonna zone right here and we're gonna bring houses right here. We may end up putting row houses on the other side. So I'm not gonna zone this side just quite yet. I'll wait for our demand to kind of level out over here. And then preemptively, we're gonna put some zoning right here and on this building right here. And we're gonna bring a little tiny bit of commercial over here, just in case we have some people that wanna hang out and grab a bite by their workplace. You know, we want people to be, to enjoy their time in space here. Okay, so as the city grows, we need to expand our grid and start thinking about the future. I would rather have medium density up here. So we're gonna take out all of these houses along here and replace them with row houses. And we're also going to expand our grid a little bit. We do have another old mill ruin, so we're just gonna place this. We're gonna turn on snapping. We're gonna place this right there. Perfect. So now we have room to add more low density homes, which is good. We don't need row houses here, but I am going to put row houses on either side right here. And then fill all that up. And now we have a higher demand for commercial, which is awesome. So let's add some of that, shall we? We have to think, before we place commercial on this area, we have to think our ambulance depot goes on the side here, and then we have an extension wing. I think we actually put our extension wing on this side, so we're gonna be okay. Which means that we can zone commercial on this side because our extension wing should fit. Yeah, it does. Awesome. Cool, cool, cool. So we have some commercial over there. Very, very nice. Awesome, awesome, awesome. And then we have our row houses building right over here. I'm gonna take out the small ones. We don't want the small ones. We want the big one. Don't give me the small ones, dude. Yeah, there we go. We want them to be uniform. We want them to look good, right? Like these look so much better when they're the same size, you know, even though this building's technically bigger than this one, they're a 1x6, which just looks better, man. I don't know what to tell you. So the one thing that I honestly forgot that we were going to do is we are actually going to upgrade this road right here. So we are going to need to move our cemetery just a little bit. So we're going to zoom out. And we're going to unsnap it. Actually, not yet. This is what we're gonna do. We're gonna pause the game. We're just gonna delete this, right like here. The reason why we're doing this is this road right here, we're gonna turn this into this road is going to act as our collector in the other way. It's also gonna come around and be the road that we use to link up to other cities, like the local road. Now we need to move our cemetery and our old cemetery ruin. So let's do that super, super fast. Perfect, perfect. Nothing crazy over here. Just wanted to move it a little bit. And now we have this as Mill Street as our collector. So like I said, we're gonna have a little train station over here, and I want Mill Street to be the street that people take to get over there. What I think we'll actually do preemptively is I would like to add a little bit of a roundabout over here. Is this roundabout gonna be big enough for this area? Not that we need this right now, definitely don't, but we will in the future. So we're putting it in now, knowing that we don't exactly need it just quite yet. We are seeing our demand meter go up. So let's place more homes. And like I said, this is going to be our little like dense area. So we're gonna place row homes on either side. and those don't need to come in just quite yet, but as the city grows, you know, that'll kind of happen. And I might put row homes on the other side as well. I'm not sure yet. Let me know what you think, if you like that idea or not. I do need to put row homes up here, but for now I think that this will work quite well. While this grows out, we are going to fix this area right here. So using our level terrain tool, the new brush sizes, this is like the mod better landscaping tools. It's awesome. It's really, really cool. We're gonna go down to about 60, use our level terrain tool, right click where our cemetery is, and then we're just gonna bring this out. This is only 50% brush strength. Like if we go up to 100%, it doesn't actually look any different, to be honest with you. But yeah, anyway, we're just gonna bring this out a little tiny bit. Well, actually, we're gonna grab this one as well. And then we're gonna come over to our soften terrain tool and we're gonna feather this out. I think the brush strength is more for our soften terrain tool than it is for the level. Or the 50% might be for the shift terrain tool as well, right? Like if we go down to 15, this is super slow and it's rising. Whereas if we go to 50, it goes super fast. And if we go to 100, very, very, very fast. So that is looking really, really cool. I like our cemetery down here. If we come up over here, this is kind of what I wanted to create. What I do want to do while we're growing, we only have a few of these little points. Are we small village right now? We are. We have an elementary school. We got a place in elementary school. I didn't even see that we reached level 2. That's really cool. People are probably dying to go to school. Sucks, I guess. I'm going to take these out. Perfect. So we have to think about where we are going to put these things. The high school is the biggest one. This is going to be the largest decision that we make. And then the elementary school, this one's a little bit smaller. This one's a little bit more doable. So I think what we're going to do with the high school, I would love the high school, honestly, like I'm thinking like right here, to be honest, right beside both of our collectors. That way, if you live close to a collector, you can just hop on one of these and you can get to it. We're going to come up off of Pearl Street. Let's take our 4-lane divided road. We're going to go into our straight mode and we're going to send this out. Let's send this out like here for now, and this isn't exactly where we're gonna put it. Then we're gonna come into our 2-lane roads and we're gonna finish our zoning, or sorry, our gridding out just a little bit. We're gonna come out to about here because this is where we're gonna put the high school. We're gonna put this right in the middle right here. But we need to think about a few things. The high school has some upgrades. It has the sports field, and the sports field is huge. It's ginormous. So I'm trying to think about how big it is. And I think it's gonna go all the way up here, if I'm being honest with you. So we're gonna send this road out, send these out, just like that. Perfect. Come back over here, send that. So now we have this perfect grid that's still aligned. So if we put this, like if we put our high school right here and then we add the sports field, so it fits perfectly, which is awesome. I love that. And we have 4 grid, like zoning grid pieces that we can play with in our front lawn of our high school, which is super, super, super exciting. So really quickly, we're gonna flip this on the other side. We're gonna come into our alleys and we're gonna come up. No, we're gonna come here because we have 4, which means this is one of them, and then we have 3 more. I think this makes sense. We're gonna put this here, so now we have 3, and I'm hoping that this fits perfectly. It does. Awesome. So we're not actually gonna, I mean, I guess we could. Is there any reason not to? What is the zoning? What does this do? Outdoor recreation. Yeah, so this acts like a park for everyone. So we're actually just gonna put this in right now, and it fits gloriously. Like, look at that. It fits super, super nice right in between here. It's right off of this collector, which I think just adds like a really cool aesthetic over here. And then we have our alleyway that kind of comes across right here. We're gonna come into our 2-lane roads because for whatever reason, our alley only goes on either side. I mean, I guess we could turn off this, bring it right here, but I think we're gonna do it with our 2-lane road because I think it just looks a little bit nicer. We already have parking lots over here, so we don't need to worry about that, but we are gonna decorate in here. Before we decorate in here though, we do need to build our elementary school first. So let's do that. Let's think. I don't think we're gonna put our elementary school close to the high school. I think actually what we might end up doing, kind of doing not the exact same thing, but a very similar thing, but on this side. So if we put it like right here, for example, and I wanna do alleyways with this as well, because I just think it looks a little bit nicer, to be honest with you. We're right in the middle, which is super cool. Let's come out with our zone or our grid and see if we have space. So we'll upgrade. This has a playground. We can put the playground right on the side. And then we have this big beefy boy right here. So we don't have space for this guy. This is the children's clinic. So maybe what we do, honestly, I think this could be a cool idea. Let's send our Mill Street. I'm gonna send it here, knowing that it's actually not gonna go that far. So don't you even worry about it. But then we're gonna send this out like here, and we'll finish off right there. Perfect. Actually, wait, I got a little bit confused. Yeah, that makes more sense. We're actually gonna take this out right here. And now you're like, oh no, the school is not attached to anything. Don't you even worry about it. Because we are going to put the school right here. So we flip it, we put it on Robin Street. And the reason for that is now we have tons of space over here that we can put this little children's clinic. We don't need to put it in right now, but just knowing that it's here is good. We're gonna put the playground on this side. We are gonna put the playground down, just because this is going to be our collector, right? I mean, it is a collector right now, but we don't want the playground right on the collector side. And then we're gonna leave this space open for now. Actually, I think we're gonna move this school a bit because we have a bunch of space. I think we're gonna do something similar to the high school. So let's actually move this right here for now. We'll come into our alleyway and we'll do something similar. We'll turn on our zone grid and let's bring it, yeah, let's bring it right here. We'll grab this and we'll put it right here. Cool, cool, cool. And then just for the sake of planning, we're gonna come out 12 right here, and then we'll come up with this road right here. So now these obviously, clearly, were designed by the same person, but I think it looks kind of cool. And then we can even have an alleyway that kind of comes behind. Oh, we don't actually. No, we can't do that because we're gonna put this guy back here. But we could just place it now. No, we're not gonna do that. We're not gonna place it right now. But just knowing that this is here, like this is okay. What we could do, though, however, is take this road and bring it in on one of these sides. We'll leave it here for now, knowing that this is something that we're gonna have to work on in the future. Cool, cool, cool. While we're here, let's finish some of our zoning, shall we? Let's leave this open for a park, because I think that makes sense. We're gonna come into our medium density. We're gonna zone right here. Our demand is all the way down now. And then we're gonna add our commercial on either side right over here. Perfect. We'll actually bring this. We're gonna have a little bit of commercial on this side as well, which means that this road will come here. And then this should come in, yeah, right here, which is awesome. It fits perfectly. We can even add some row housing on the side here. We don't need to just quite yet. And then we're gonna zone this side, and we'll also zone over here as well. Perfection. Super, super cool. I'm gonna run this a little bit faster, and we're gonna put in the rest of our zoning over here just because I want it to look nice, you know? And while we were letting our city grow, we got the rock musician mansion. That's kind of cool, I guess. All right, so we have quite the little demand for commercial. So I think what we're going to do, we're gonna put a little tiny bit of commercial right over here. And then we're gonna have a few targeted areas of commercial as well. We are gonna end up switching all of these homes to be row houses, which means that we can put some commercial around here. I think also what might be a good idea is putting a little bit of commercial by our high school. And I'm thinking, oh, we made it to level 3, super cool. More progression points, which is awesome. So we have fire and police. We're not actually gonna do that this episode, which means that we need to go quickly or else people are gonna start dying. But we're gonna put a little bit of commercial right here, and I like that. I like the way that looks. I think that's going to be super cool. And now we have our demand for our row houses, which is quite fun. So we can de-zone this area right here, and we can put up our row houses on this other side, which I think will just add kind of a cool aesthetic over here. Row houses all along here, and then on this side we're gonna do all low density, and I think that is going to again make for a really cool aesthetic. We could put some areas of commercial over here as well, like maybe in the corners. We'll see how it looks. For now I think we'll be okay. We are going to add our low density right here. Perfect. And then we're gonna add our row houses on either side. Oh, and I'm realizing we put row houses all along here, which is not what we want. We want this to be low density. Perfect. So these are gonna grow in naturally, and that is cool. What's fun is that it's snowing right now. Oh, no, it's not. It's July. This must just be heavy rain. Never mind. All right, so we have a few development points. We're just about to go. The last thing I want to do is I want to go to advanced road services. So we're going to unlock this, and what we're going to do right now is we are going to, come into our roads, advanced road services, and we are going to add, we have this median here. We are going to put trees and grass on it. So unfortunately, we're going to have no parking. We can't upgrade that one. That's okay. And we're going to bring this all the way down here. We put it in the middle or on the right side for some reason. Definitely not what I wanted to do. It's right in the middle, not on the right. Perfect. Cool, cool, cool. And now we can add trees all the way along here. And I think that just looks, it adds like a nice little aesthetic over here. And now I'm actually thinking, I don't think we need, how do you take these out? Oh, we got a new signature building, the Balter Pines. I think this is a residential building as well, which is cool. We can add all of that in the next one. You know what? I think what we do is we just replace this road, honestly. And I'm thinking because this is our industrial area, we don't actually need the middle until here. So this wants to do funny things and it's annoying. Oh, we can just take it out just like that. Okay. So we'll bring this up to here, and now it comes into our nice area over here. And because we do have a demand, really quickly, we are going to fill out this area just a bit. We'll take this road, send it out. Perfect, and then we can delete these. So for whatever reason, it's snapping to the highway that's underground, which is very frustrating. Cool, cool, cool. Like I said, this road is gonna kind of curve around, so I'm not gonna play with that just quite yet. And then with that grid over there, I think we got something pretty cool going on right now, though, in our little city. It's looking really interesting over here. I'm really digging it. The last thing that we are going to do is we're gonna decorate this area over here, or we're gonna go down to very slow speed, and we are going to decorate our high school and our elementary school, and that's gonna be it. Okay, so let's decorate this really quickly. We're just gonna put some paths over here, and I'll show you what we're gonna do for this. So we're gonna bring this path here, bring it over to here. All right, so our high school is now complete, and I really like it. We chose apple trees because apples and teachers and schools and stuff. That makes sense to me, dude. And then we did some spruce trees on the side, and these are gonna grow to be really, really tall, which I'm very excited for. This is a birch tree. That's pretty tall too, honestly. It's kind of frustrating that these are so small and so short right now, but they'll grow. They'll grow. Now to do our elementary school. This one's gonna be probably a little bit faster. We have our playground right here, and then we're gonna put something behind here. Honestly, let's just put it down. Let's just put it down right now. And then we don't have to worry, because I was like, oh, are we gonna like decorate back here? Now we don't have a ton of space. So let's do it up, shall we? We're not gonna make it as nice because kids don't really leave the elementary school. In high school, they'll kind of go across the street. They'll get food, you know, they'll go to like during their lunch break, whereas elementary school, I find you don't really do that. So we're not gonna put paths in here. Instead, we're just gonna decorate it. All right, and now our schools are done. I think it looks pretty, I think it looks pretty cool over here, honestly. Maybe we do like a little bit of some trees over here, do some apple trees. But I think that looks really nice. And the rest of everything has kind of filled in. We're gonna put this here just to make it look a little bit more put together in these areas. Maybe we'll put like some trees on this side. I'm really enjoying this. This is a lot of fun. Awesome, awesome, awesome. We do have, we are seeing our demand come back for our low density residential, which is really, really good. I mean, we do have a bunch of demand right now. We need to do some more industry. We need to do some more commercial. But guys, I really like where we are at. Our city is looking good. There's a crime being committed and right there. Oh my God, we need police ASAP. We will get that in the next one. Guys, if you made it this far and you liked the video, like the video. If you love the video and you're not subscribed, what are you doing, man? Subscribe down below. Let me know in the comment section what you think of Twin Lakes. Do you like the name? I'm kind of digging it. I'm really liking it. Let me know what you want to see in the next one. Oh my God, I'm loving this game. I'm really enjoying it. Let me know what you think of the game as well. I like it, but you know, you never know. I don't know. Guys, thank you so much for watching. Peace out.